So, Coop, thank y'all all for pulling up. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. Injury report we get an official injury report tonight. BV kind of gave us an idea of what's going on the injury side. That's kind of why the depth chart looks like the way it does. So when you look at this here, we'll go ahead and zoom over here on the offensive side of the ball. But our guy is no longer listed on the center spot. No more at Troy Everett, which sucks to hear. BV said that he injured he had another knee injury, but it was the same injury to an opposite knee.
Yeah.
That is just, it's heartbreaking because we knew he worked his tail off. Tail off to get back last season, and when he got back from that injury, he played the rest of the season. Him and Fabichiwewu were your 2 most consistent offensive linemen last year as far as playing. When they got in the game and the ability to play, they didn't come out for the most part, which was awesome on his part, but it sucks that we lose him. So that's one. BV is saying Fasusi is hopeful. He said that today. I saw in a post. And I also, Keontae Lewis is expected to play, but we don't know. Ott appears to be, he's going to be healthy enough to play. So I guess, question for you. Keontae doesn't go. Do they put Carry-On out there? Or do you think they shift some people around?
I want to say this is the thing that you're missing from this offense so far has been obviously the Giovanni Gibson. I don't expect him to be here this week. I know that was asked in the chat. I would say Kent State is probably where you're going to see him.
Yeah.
But I would say that the other person that you and I both love is John Kearney. And I think that the thing that Kearney misses is, I think he's a guy kind of like myself, man. If you want me to produce well, show me, the love language is acts of faith, acts of trust, and I'll do it. That's what will make me go harder. And I think that Carry-On has had he had that circus catch on the sideline he almost made, this past week, which got him a little bit more involved. But I do think that you're going to see a little bit of a rotation over there. You might see some situations where you have Kearney and Carry-On out there at the same time. So
I can see that.
So, but I do really think that Carry-On is a guy who is not going to run away from you. He doesn't have 4.4 speed. He's just a big body. He's going to need to be more along the lines of just possession receiver. So I think that they might throw out there different guys with different concepts in mind on kind of what the routes are going to look like. If you're going to run a slant towards the middle of the field, back behind a blitz, maybe we're going to see some Kearney. If you're going to run some verts, and if you're going to run some stuff on the sideline, some digs, I think maybe some Carry-On. So I think both of those guys are going to be running out there for that.
That makes sense. I'm thinking that. Because, like you said, Carry-On's more of a possession guy, but he can get open. He can, and he has the physical tools to shield people off to make those crazy catches. I do expect to see a lot more Zion Kearney out there, because if you really think about it, man, between Burks and Satania, I think the best thing that's happened to us this year is that it's kind of mixed up who's been the top receiver each game. That has been a big deal to me, because that's been our question coming in. Who was going to be that dude besides Burks? You were talking about Satania. You were talking about Giovanni Gibson, which I think Giovanni Gibson is going to end up being I think he'll end up being your third guy as he works his way back. But Satania has been a very, very pleasant surprise, and has put a smile on my face.
Yeah, you also got to throw Kanik out there.
And tight end, of course, tight end,
number one tight end in the country. But
number one tight end in the country, baby.
As far as
the world, Craig.
What's going to happen is these Auburn defensive backs, they're not very good. They're injured and not very good, and so
injured and not very good. I went to the
you're going to be able to
today.
Yeah, you're going to be able to run a lot of those guys in and out. And so not only are they going to have different styles up in front of them, but you're going to have them chasing people all over the place. So I think that's a big opportunity. They've given up a lot to the tight end so far this year. Auburn has. And so I think Trigg had 9 catches for like 99 yards or something in week 1, and he's kind of more of a hybrid type of a tight end. Guy who came with Jackson Dart out of USC, and then now is over there at Baylor. I think that he is going to be I think Kinnick's going to be a big opportunity. And with that being said, the threat of the quarterback run, them wanting to stop the run game, and then also Kinnick in the middle, you're going to have a lot of options where you have one-on-ones outside. So is this one of the days to where we can get the wheel route to the running back? Is this a day to where we can run some verts and have some options downfield for Burts and Satania? With Satania, he's going to line up more in the middle and then, do that kind of opposite on that post. So I think that the ability to throw out a bunch of different guys who have a lot of different skill sets is going to be something that just keeps them on their heels.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And the good thing is we got a running back in Torrey Blaylock that feels like he's going to definitely be a problem for them. So I am comfortable, as Ben Arbuckle is, about the wide receiver room and the running game. He's very comfortable with each level of it. So I think that's a plus. And then we've also seen John Mateer complete passes to just about everybody. Did Carrion catch a pass this season so far? I don't think he's caught a pass. Let me go look at the numbers. I don't think he's got one reception. He does not. He had a target, and that was that little one-hander that bobbled, but he didn't catch it. But everybody that has caught a pass this season has caught at least one pass from John Mateer. So, he's got some sort of relationship. I think the other one here is going to be on defense, though. We don't have, as you all know, I know some of you may know, for the uninitiated, I'll tell you. Our Mason Thomas lost his appeal. BV mentioned that on the call. He is going to miss the first half of the game. And since he's going to miss it, we talked about PJ Adebawore taking over there. I haven't heard any other injuries really on the defensive side. Gentry is supposed to be back.
Gentry's back. So
you'll have Gentry, you'll have Dolby. But this was interesting right here, though. Boganowski is here as an or with Robert Spears Jennings.
Is it interesting, Jay? What is Michael Boganowski good at doing?
Hitting people.
Hitting folks. And Michael Boganowski, listen, we all saw during the spring and during the fall camp, you just kept on hearing Reggie Powers. And you really didn't hear anything about Peyton Bowen. You didn't hear anything about Boganowski for a long time. Jay, the fact of the matter is you have Powers, you have Boganowski, you have RSJ, and you have, I guess those 3 safeties are guys that are hybrids. Those are guys that can play cheetah. Those are guys that can play, maybe that like will linebacker style, that outside linebacker, especially in a team that's probably going to try to muck this game up. And they're going to need to methodically move down the field. And that makes your boy giddy, because if you give Jackson Arnold more decisions, that makes me more happy. And so I think that you're going to see, again, the depth chart. Is it really for showing guys like where their respective spots are, keep pressing a little bit harder? Because, it's him and Robert Spears Jennings, who's, was a guy that they took to SEC Media Day. We know he's a leader on this field.
Yep.
So for what it tells me is nothing against Robert Spears Jennings. It just is saying, hey, we've got 2 guys. And, in the safety room, defensive backs, linebackers, stuff like that, it's not the same. It's not the same conversation as quarterback, where if you got 2 quarterbacks, you got none. Like if in the defensive backfield, it's just we've got lots of guys that we can do great things with, and we're almost to the spoiled point, because and I've said this before, Jay, but how it wasn't very much long ago that we were like, can we just have one safety that's good? Just one?
Just one. Just one. We just wanted one back in the day. We just wanted one dude that was going to be good, man. It's like, okay, now we've got like 5 that we're all comfortable with.
Yeah.
We've got 5 dudes that we are really comfortable with, and I'm very happy for that.
That doesn't include Amarian Robinson or Marcus Wimberly, who we both know those guys are going to be Cats very, very soon too. But I believe that the goal is for Wimberly to redshirt. I don't know about man. Hopefully we don't ever have to get into a situation where we're using our number 6 safety. But that being said, I mean, we've got Hardy, Boganowski, Powers, Robert Spears Jennings, and Peyton Bowen. And Peyton Bowen's a guy who is starting to look like a 5-star. And I think that we're going to see some Peyton. I think we're going to see some Peyton Bowen this week.
Okay. I mean, Peyton Bowen's been balling this season so far. He's been playing. He's played some of the. I think he's played the most snaps so far. When I looked at PFF, he's like top 5 on the defensive side of the ball, and that's pretty satisfactory for me. Is that you're getting the Peyton Bowen experience that we were hoping for. We've talked about this before, but you're really getting that. That's the good thing, and because of that, Peyton Bowen now can really, really, to me, show out in this game. This is probably the one where he can show really his talents. Because if you think about it, with the wide receiver room that they have, Cam Coleman with and Eric Singleton, who's dealing with a hip pointer right now. You hit him hard enough, you may accidentally make him have to sit for a bit. Those over-the-top safeties are going to be critical in making sure that our guys can go one-on-one. Like, going to 2 deep is going to be critical. But the good thing for us, too, is I have so much confidence in our linebackers. Yeah. Like, if we go into a 4-3, Daniels or Powers can play the other linebacker or Cheetah. You can put Daniels in there again with McKenzie if you want to go big. Bring Kip in so he can go in and be able to go also into coverage. I think our defense is built and prepared to stop them from running. I mean, we did against Michigan. We made Michigan go basically a shell of themselves in the run game. They had 140-something yards, and that's not what they average. They're getting 300 yards on a regular basis against people.
And I also think that the cheat code of Kendall Daniels, is probably going to show up this week. Is when you're trying to run a layers type route concept, and if Jackson Arnold decides to do that, I fully believe that we're going to see at least one time where Jackson Arnold throws it and probably hits Kendall Daniels in the belt, and he drops it, because that's a 6'5" dude with a 7-foot wingspan right in the middle, and to get the ball up and over him is a little bit of a difficulty. Also, Kip Lewis, we know Auburn fans know who he is. And then on top of it, Kobe out there and Sammy O. So, I mean, like, that's where a lot of the confidence comes from. If we had no idea who Jackson Arnold was when we just watched what kind of quarterback he is trying to be, it's plain and simple. And I think it was, I was just watching somebody doing a film break. It might have been Pate. I think Pate was doing a film breakdown on on where Jackson Arnold's pass completions have been this year.
Oh yeah, he was talking about that on his show yesterday. Yeah,
it was a U. It was a U. There was nothing in the middle. He has not done it yet. He has, you know that he was uncomfortable doing it when he was here, but they're going to be throwing a lot of the routes that are going to, it's either my guy or nobody. Yeah. I don't think that you're going to see very many 50-50 balls. And now, unless Hugh Freeze decides just kind of, wing it and decide to get Jackson Arnold to start throwing over the middle. We saw how he reacted to Peyton Thorne last year. You give Jackson Arnold a couple 50-50 balls over the middle with guys thumping and popping, that's where I think that we're going to get some turnovers, is deflections over the middle.
All right, yeah, well, let's dive more into Jackson Arnold. But you know what we got to do first? Y'all heard us talk about it, Sleeper app. The ultimate sports application if you want to get in there and make game days into paydays. This year, millions of users are going to enjoy playing fantasy sports on Sleeper, not only season long, but also daily fantasy. But the app offers so much more. Live stats, they've got a news feed that gets you all the updates to your favorite players and their performances as you're trying to keep up. Plus, you get real-time chat. You can engage with other players. And so you can talk about those performances that's happening on the field or even on the court. So download the #1 sports app today. Experience it for yourself. Use our promo code UNFAIR, and they will match you 100% on your first deposit up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use.